Shalom is real. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai being who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And there's no God beside him. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit. Salutations to the elect, whom Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai have given ears to hear. And I want to land back off of something the elder apostle Gabar had mentioned in his weekly live on Apostles Live Great Millstone 34th. Check that page out. He goes lives every Tuesday. And he mentioned a potent point on Acts the 5th chapter, going into lying against the Holy Spirit and what that gets you. So we're going to read through, right? Because it makes me think of how which we believe through the Spirit, that 2026 is going to be the year of the apostates. So that could also mean that it's going to be the year of great judgment, which also means that it's going to be the year of a great influx, right? And that's pretty much what it took. Like Yahweh even said in the affliction, they will seek me early. I want to say that's Hosea 5, right? So this is Acts 5:1. But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession, right? And I was looking into that word Ananias, the name Ananias. It means whom Yahweh has graciously given. So that's pretty heavy. As these apostates, many times they come from a place of understanding, defending the gospel at a lot of points, to now they're taking the side of the enemy, essentially. All right, of the wacky tacky Christian. All right, of the other nations. All right, the flavor of the week is being Hassad and Hakah. So it says, and keep back. But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sold a possession. All right. Like I said, when you look at these names, Sapphira goes into the word sapphire. If I'm not mistaken, let me see something real quick. Well, sapphire is a precious jewel. But right. So sapphire is that's a precious jewel. Actually, when we look it up, sapphire is mentioned many times in the scriptures, and one of which is when the Lord said he's going to well, he actually mentioned it 3 times, I believe, right? Isaiah 54:11, Revelation 21:19, and Tobit 13:16. How when he beautifies us, he's gonna overlay our lands with sapphire, right? So that's a precious jewel of his. And again, when you go into these names, Ananias and Sapphira, not to get too deep, Salakia, but I was just thinking about through the Spirit how the Lord, because again, Ananias mean what? One whom the Lord gives graciously, and then his wife, his possession, being Sapphira, or sapphire. So like spiritually looking at it as far as Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai giving us these jewels, these scriptures. All right? It's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you're keeping it back. All right? That's actually one of the last things the Lord told us not to do in the scriptures. If any man take away or add to these words, I will add to him the plagues that are written in the scriptures. So that's a serious thing. That's a serious offense, right? So this is Acts 5 and 2. We start at the top once more. But a certain man named Ananias, with Sapphira his wife, sold a possession and kept back part of the price, his wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why have Satan filled thy heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land? Whilst it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thy own power? Right? Hey, Yahushua said, what I tell you in secret, preach ye upon the housetops. All right? Again, this is a physical story, but when you liken it into a spiritual aspect, what the Lord gives us, we must teach. We must not hold back. That the scriptures say in was that Titus, that some do it for filthy lucre's sake. They hold back. But it says, why hast thou conceived this thing in thy heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God. And Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and, and gave up the ghost. And great fear came on all them that heard these things. And the young man arose, wound him up, and carried him out and buried him. And it was about the space of 3 hours after, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in. And Peter answered unto her, tell me, whether ye sold the land for so much? And she said, yea, for so much. Then Peter said unto her, how is it that you have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out. Then she fell down straightway at his feet, and yielded up the spirit. And the young man came in, and found her dead, and carrying her forth, buried her by her husband. And great fear came upon all the church, and upon as many as heard these things. And by the hand of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, and they were with one accord in Solomon's porch. And of the rest durst no man join himself to them, but the people magnified them. And believers were more added to the Lord. So there was a lot going on. You see, when judgment happens, the people straighten up. Right? Let me see some. Right. It says, reading it in the easy English, it says the apostles do some powerful things for the people to see. The apostles were doing many powerful things in front of the people. All the believers met together in a group. They met outside the great house of God in a place called Solomon's porch. Those people who were not believers did not sit with the group. They were afraid to do that. There were many people who said good things about the believers. Right? So the Lord is, hey, he's getting closer, man. That's another way we know that the Lord is getting closer, because this thing of ours is getting more divided. All right? Did not the Lord say when he comes, he's coming with a sword? Matthew 10 and 34. Okay? He's coming with a sword, meaning to divide. It actually goes into it, to separate the mother from father-in-law, so on and so forth. Right? But it says more and more became believers, and they joined the group. So now many men and women believed in Yahushua. All right? And hey, that power is going to make every man a believer. All right? If you was on the fence, if you was watch, if you was on the sidelines, guess what? You're going to step up. Right? Because hey, as it is written, I mentioned it before, we'll just grab it and I'll end it out there. Well, actually, you know what? I want to grab this, and then another one comes to mind. It says, Hosea 5:15, again in the easy English, at a future time, the people will see that they have done something wrong. I will return to my place until then. Then they will come to look for me. They will try to find me when their troubles are very bad. Right? And in that case, it's this is me speaking as a man, but I would speculate that the Lord is going to take them out while they're doing deceitful works of the Lord, while they're on the highways and hedges, while they're on camera, give them a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have somebody, come by with on a shootout and take them out. I don't know. I'm not pushing any violence, but the scriptures don't lie. Hey, like they say, fear is a motivator, right? I know there's one in Proverbs. Let me see. Is it Proverbs 4? Right. I mean, it says it so many times. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord prolongeth days, but the years of the wicked shall be shortened. Proverbs 14 and 27. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life to depart from the snares of death. Proverbs 14, 26. And the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. Let's see. Proverbs 9 and 10. I mentioned this one. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. Yes, man. So with that, shalom to the elect.